What if someone looked you in the eyes and said, "I cannot breathe without you"? Not in a movie, not in a song, but in a real letter written from the heart. And what if those words were written more than 200 years ago by one of the greatest poets in English literature, John Keats? Today on the Englishman Podcast, we're talking about one of the most intense love letters ever written, John Keats's letter to Fanny Brawne. And while we enjoy the romance, we'll also show you how to express deep feelings in everyday English in a way that sounds natural and beautiful. Let's begin with Keats's opening confession. "My love has made me selfish." Wow, he doesn't hide anything. He admits that loving her has changed him completely. In everyday English, you might say, "I care about you so much that everything else fades away." Notice how honest English can be when we allow ourselves to be vulnerable. Then he says, "I cannot exist without you." That sounds dramatic, but emotionally it's very human. A modern, softer version could be, "Life doesn't feel complete without you." Same feeling, different intensity. Keats continues, "I am forgetful of everything but seeing you again." This is obsession, but also devotion. In daily English, try, "You're all I can think about." Simple, natural, and still romantic. "My life seems to stop there. I see no further." He's saying his future ends where she is not present. You could express this today by saying, "When you're not around, I feel stuck," or "I can't imagine what comes next without you." Then comes a powerful line, "You have absorbed me." Just 4 words, but full of meaning. In modern English, we'd say, "You've taken over my thoughts," or "You're always on my mind." Poetry teaches us how to compress emotion. Keats admits his fear next. He says he would be exquisitely miserable without the hope of seeing her again. Everyday English version? "I'd be really unhappy if I didn't know I'd see you soon." Notice how adverbs like really and deeply carry emotion. Then he asks, "My sweet Fanny, will your heart never change?" This is vulnerability at its purest. Today, we might say, "Promise you won't change how you feel about me." English becomes tender when we ask, not demand. Now we reach the most famous part of the letter. "Love is my religion." This metaphor is extraordinary. Keats says love is his faith, his belief system, his truth. In everyday English, you could say, "You mean everything to me," or "I believe in us." Metaphors make English emotionally powerful. He even says he could die for love, for her. It shows how deeply language can express devotion. And finally, the line that stays with us forever, "I cannot breathe without you." In daily English, we might soften this to, "I feel lost without you," or "You make me feel alive." Keats reminds us that English is not just grammar and vocabulary, it's emotion. You don't need poetic genius to express love. You need honesty, courage, and simple words spoken from the heart. So the next time you want to say, "I love you," say it like you truly mean it. Because love, in any century, is the most beautiful language of all. You've been listening to the Englishman Podcast, where English meets feeling.